Now, this is a great story. It's a story of the Herefordshire actress Melissa Johns, who was in Coronation Street for a stint. You might remember she played Imogen on the show. She's been nominated for not one, but 2 national awards. Melissa is from Ledbury. She was born missing her right hand and her lower arm. She's been nominated in the National Diversity Awards for Positive Role Model of the Year and Actor of the Year. Let's speak to her. Let's celebrate with her. Melissa, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing ever so well. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Congratulations.
Thanks very much.
Tell us a little bit about the awards, if you will. I mean, the Positive Role Model Award, that must be very special for you.
Yeah, absolutely. So, it's two separate awards, both under the sort of diversity sector.
Yeah.
The one is Positive Role Model of the Year for the National Diversity Awards, which basically honours positive role models, entrepreneurs, community organisations that go within the diversity sector.
Yes, and to think that youngsters growing up might be looking at you and thinking, well, if Melissa can do it, then there's a chance for me to do it. That must be really satisfying for you.
Absolutely. I think it's so important. You know, one of the biggest things I campaign for is the representation of people with disabilities on screens and stages, but it's kind of gone bigger than that now. It's throughout society. Growing up, I barely saw anyone on TV or on films or on stages that had a disability, and that starts to make you think, oh no, maybe that's not for me, maybe I can't do it. But the more we start to raise awareness and we start to give representation to people like me and all those other people that want to do the same sort of thing, that can only have a massive impact on society as a whole, really.
Well said. Who was your role model then, Melissa?
Gosh, I'm not too sure. I mean, I have to give a lot of credit to Shirley Houston, who is a really, really close friend of mine, and we now co-found a company called Triple C. Shirley was one of the first disabled actress to go on Coronation Street. She plays Izzy Armstrong. She constantly inspires me with everything that she does, and she's just one of those people that wants to make a change, and she's made a huge change to my life. So, you know, a lot of what I do, I have to dedicate to her, really.
And there's a second award, Actor of the Year.
Yes, there is. That's a different award. That's in diversity in media, which is kind of what it says on the tin, really. There's lots of different categories: Actor of the Year, Presenter of the Year, lots of different ones. I've been nominated for Actor of the Year. Which is, I mean, I just couldn't believe that I was put in this category alongside people like Sarah Lancashire, Liz Carr, Richard Blackwood. And obviously I'm a huge underdog in all of this. And realistically, you know, the chances of me getting shortlisted are quite slim, but that's not to say that underdogs shouldn't try.
Absolutely, and I think it's a win already because you've been recognised for the quality.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, for the quality of your work and also for what the quality of your work is saying to other people. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, it is. It's so important. You know, when I first set out and when I first graduated from drama school, and I really looked around and thought, oh my gosh, there is no one in this industry that has a disability, or if they are, I don't know who they are. Why have I done this? Why have I wasted 3 years? You know, should have been an ice cream lady or something like that, because that was the original plan. Or an archaeologist, just because I like the sound of the word.
Yeah, good.
But I just thought, you know, why have I done this? But thankfully, the last couple of years, I've really been able to find my feet and where I stand in this world and in this industry. And now I just see having a disability as this huge honour, because every time I get another acting job, or, you know, I have the chance to do a new project, it's so much bigger than just me getting it. It sends out much bigger messages, and that is a huge privilege.
And describe for me, if you will, your Coronation Street experience from getting the role to appearing amongst, well, household names we've taken to our heart.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it was just wonderful. You know, I like most people, grew up watching Coronation Street with mum and dad in the living room, and it was, you know, it's such a big thing to be part of. So I mean, I obviously couldn't quite believe it when I was cast in the show. And it was quite a good, you know, for a character that they didn't know how long was going to be in it. It was quite a good sort of stint for me, you know. And it's nice because it's left quite open, and even now still on Twitter I get people saying, oh, we really want Imogen to come back. And I guess what was even better than all of that was the fact that this wasn't a character. When they wrote it, it wasn't somebody they described as having a disability, and lots of actors that were seen for it were non-disabled actors, so the disability wasn't part of it at all. It was just a storyline and a character played by an actor with a disability, which is kind of what we're fighting for.
Absolutely. So as it's just you and me and nobody else, tell me now exclusively if Imogen... No, it's only you and me. Melissa, tell me if Imogen's coming back soon then.
I honestly I have no idea. There's nothing written down at the moment. But I guess with anything, never say never. I loved playing that character. And it would be fantastic if she ever got to come back. But no, I'm sorry to say that there's no, I can't say yes to that at the moment.
You see, I'm not surprised you sound so determined and so focused, because you're not a stranger to turning positives or negatives, potential negatives, into positives. I'm thinking about when you were in the soap and those personal photographs hit the headlines of you, yet your reaction to those photographs turned a potential huge negative into quite a positive, actually.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, when that came about early this year, my initial reaction was I was completely devastated. My privacy had been completely disrespected, and that's not a nice thing for anybody to feel. No. However, as a woman that champions the voice of other women when it comes to not only accepting but just completely celebrating their own bodies, I wasn't going to let something like that allow me to go back on my morals. So this is happening everywhere, on so many levels, even in schools. If you've got girls sending photos, and then, might be for revenge or for whatever reason, these photos are getting out. It's happening on every single level. And I just thought we cannot waste our time trying to tear down the people doing it, because that's a waste of energy. They will always find a way of doing it. But what we can do is we can build up our girls and our women to be so strong in their responses, and not to be body shamed, which is happening so often. And it's such a damaging thing.
And you must be looking closely at what's going on in Hollywood and beyond as well. The Oscars have just been on, and once again, the stand-up for women movement seems to be growing and growing and growing and growing. That must well delight you.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm definitely a feminist, and I hugely back all of the things that are going on at the moment. We have to fight for equality and for changes to happen, because I hear a lot of people say, oh, does it really happen? Yes, it does happen, and it shouldn't happen, and it can't happen anymore.
Well, I want you to win, and I want to know can we vote for you?
You can. Anybody can vote.
Oh.
It's just, if you go online, and the two separate awards, the one is Diversity in Media Awards, and you just click on nominate, and it's Actor of the Year, second one down, I think.
Yeah.
And the other one is the National Diversity Awards, where you just type my name, and I think it will come up as I'm now sort of officially nominated. So yeah, they're the two. Diversity in Media is the one, and National Diversity Awards is the other one.
Well, I think you've done tremendously well. Thank you so much for talking to us this morning.
No, you're welcome. Thank you so much.
We're going to vote for you, because we're allowed to vote, aren't we? We're just normal people.
You certainly are. Anybody can vote for it.
Okay.
And, as I say, the more the better.
We're going to do it. Good luck, Melissa. Thanks again for your time.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Isn't she great? She's from Herefordshire, and she's so determined, and she speaks such a lot of sense. She's a great actress as well, by the way. Melissa Johns, you might know her as Imogen from Coronation Street. Go and vote for her. Let's get her to win that. Both of them.